We're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Here's how you can contact the show, 706-889-9700 or chief@veterannews.com, and there's all the social media ways you can contact us. Now, during the break, let me just tell you a little about Josh. Josh has already, highlighted spring training down at the Braves. Here's what I've been waiting to ask you, Josh. What's your opinion of Brian McCann being back?
I'm glad to have him back, but I'm not sure he was the answer at catcher.
Okay. All right, so I'm just telling you right now, if you want to ask any Braves questions, you send them here. I'll get them to Josh. It's almost like Ask the Doc, right? Ask the Josh. There you go. Braves questions. Ask the Josh. I just come up with a segment. Huh? Yeah, there you go. Never know. Okay, we're going to do two more segments today. We're going to go through a couple things. I'm not interested in all of the. We'll do the rundown. Roger Stone did not throw me off my game today. The interview. I do know that the Mueller investigation is called opposition research. Okay, Robert Mueller will come out. The Democrats will take over in January. The report will be released. They will beat it like a drum right as soon as the president is trying to campaign for a second term. And so if you think the Russian dossier, if you think opposition research, Republican opposition research, this is all the Mueller investigation is opposition research to be used in the 2020 campaign against Republicans. But we'll go there in a minute. My head is not spinning off. The media has gone crazy. They love to do this because the rest of the world does not have our media. They just don't. I mean, Russia, you don't have our media. There's a good deal with China. China. Trade deal. The USMC trade deal. President is doing everything he promised. He's negotiating for American farmers, manufacturers, and businesses. Okay? Period. So, but they do not have our media in the world. Okay? That is nuts. Our media is totally nuts, most of these people. Let's go, show me, this is how, before I get my two segments, because I just want to show this briefly. Josh, give me number 32. There's number 32, and this is in Argentina. And there's Putin and the Crown Prince. Okay? And there's Putin and the Crown Prince. Now give me number, I got it here somewhere. I got the, let's see. Give me number 28. Okay? And number 28, they slap heads. They high five. Putin and the Crown Prince. Putin's like, give me some skin. All right? You took out a journalist, that Khashoggi. Why you chop the guy up? I go for the poison. I have a journalist, I poison him. You chop him up. See, look at the problems you caused. All right? But they slap high five. They do that on purpose. Okay? They do that on purpose right there. Now, they're smiling from ear to ear. Now, let's look at Trump here, number 20, all right? Give me number 20 there. Putin and Trump have informal conversation at the G20. Now, this is how bad the media is, okay? Now, as you can see, Putin's not smiling there. Trump's not smiling. There's no high-fiving, okay? No high-fiving right there. They have media is assigned to these two. He's assigned to these two. And the media is looking at this like, you know, they're staking out the bathrooms. If they both come up to the wash sink there, okay, and Putin, you know, and Trump gets a little soap there, gets a little soap and he goes like this. Putin gets a little soap and goes like this. Vladimir, how are you today? I'm doing good, Donald. And you? I'm okay. Just saying, you know. Well, me too. Feeling pretty well. Doctor only has me on 3 medications. Same here. Rinse. Get the towel. Okay. Go high five the prince. That is an informal conversation at the G20 to the media. You say I make jokes at things. No, I'm not making it. This is seriously how they are. They find this to be a big deal. In fact, the media has even gone as far to say, okay, that Trump got lucky. That may not be the quote, but lucky. Trump made it out of Buenos Aires, whatever, Argentina, okay, without a press conference. 41's death was just in time. No press conference. Trump got out of there. I mean, an awkward press conference would have brought out the media to talk about, the media would have been talking about what? Would have been talking about Trump and Putin and Ukraine and Trump and Michael Cohen and Manafort and Trump and the Crown Prince and Trump and Khashoggi. But he got out of there. 41 died just in time. Now that's according to the media. Okay, so let's go with this, and I want to do just a brief segment on this, because then I want to talk about the South Georgia farmers, and they're very upset. And I will tell you this, they're very upset, and they sent a direct message. By the way, while the world is looking, let's go with number 48, okay? While the world is looking there, number 48, that is the missile defense system and the military base, okay? That's the aerial satellite view, December 2nd, 2018, of the launchers and the missile base, okay, that has been put in place by the Russians in Crimea, okay? By the Russians in Crimea. There's your picture right there, okay? Now, 2014, okay, Russia invaded Crimea. In 2014, Russia annexed, that's for those out there that think that annexing is a good thing, Crimea. Crimea is a part of, why'd I lose my train of thought? What's it a part of? Anyhow, I lost my train of thought of what it's a part of there. What did they invade just last week? Ukraine, thank you. Wow, I had a Ukrainian moment. So Crimea is a part of Ukraine. They invade it. They put a weapons defense system in there. Now, you're talking about Ukraine, the 3rd largest nuclear stash in the world. They get rid of it in 94, okay? They get rid of it in 94. Now, Ukraine has this stash for our defense. Russia waits for the right time, okay, because they don't wait till the next election. Russia never waits till the next election. China doesn't wait till the next election. North Korea doesn't wait till the next election. They do not, it does not work like that in their world. Okay? So they wait, they go in. Who is president of the United States? Barack Hussein Obama is president of the United States. 2014, they take Crimea. They put in a weapons defense military base right there in Crimea. That is actually on the property of Ukraine. There you go. Nobody talks about it. There's one other thing. They're trying to deter you over to with keeping you away from the Ukraine. And let's see, I had it here earlier. I thought I put it in. Maybe I did not. Iran launched a nuclear, not a nuclear missile, Iran launched a missile test. Okay, Iran launched a missile test, and that's something we don't talk about. Now, all that being said, all the things that really in the world are never talked about, this is Jerry Nadler, number one. Okay, this is actually the segment I want to really highlight. This is Gerard Nadler. He's a representative from New York. He will be, at this time, now pay attention, at this time he's the Judicial Committee ranking member. Now what does that mean? Okay, Goodlatte, Virginia Representative Goodlatte is the Judicial Committee chairman at this time, I'm pretty sure, Judicial Committee chairman, okay? This is the ranking member, meaning they don't have majority, they have minority. So that being said, he will, in January, become the chairman of the Judicial Committee. Now pay attention, okay? Because the opposition research that Mueller's doing is getting ready to land on his desk. Period. The opposition research that Mueller's doing, forget Michael Cohen. Forget Michael Cohen. Forget the Paul Manafort. Forget all of this stuff that Michael Flynn, who's getting sentenced. Forget all that. I know you're saying, well, that's not easy to forget. It's on the news 24/7. That's the reason they do it. This guy right here is who they don't want you to pay attention to. Now, he was on Meet the Press, and I took a couple notes, and let me get a couple notes from Nadler. From this past weekend's, all right, Chair House Judicial Committee, Trump Tower in Moscow, obstruction of justice. Nadler said that the discussion of the Trump Tower in Moscow, obstruction of justice, lies. This guy right here said the president lies to the American people all the time. We know he lied. He said, this guy right here said the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, lied about doing business with Russia. He said that Russia obviously had leverage over the president of the United States. Cohen pled guilty to lying. And Comey's testimony, interaction with Russia, and Cohen lied to Congress. Now, that being said, all right, this guy right here will be, Mueller's report will land on his desk. This guy will have subpoena power. This guy will have the gavel to this committee, Judicial Committee, and this guy will have every possibility he can in impeaching the president. Articles of impeachment will come from this committee right here, Judicial Committee. Articles of impeachment will come from this committee. Now, every time you see Gerard Nadler, and Gerard Nadler says he will not, or not will not. He doesn't know if impeachment is something they want to look at immediately. You know, he has to see the report. He doesn't know if impeachment is something they want to venture into, you know, if it's really on the table. That's garbage. That's a lie. He can't wait. If you think Tom Steyer, okay, need to impeach Tom Steyer, the billionaire from California, that has spent hundreds of millions of dollars changing. Tom Steyer spent hundreds of millions of dollars in Orange County, California, to remove Scott Walker, governor of Wisconsin, to try to help Stacey Abrams become governor, and try to flip Florida and other places. You're badly mistaken if you think Gerard Nadler is going to tell Tom Steyer no when it comes to impeaching the president of the United States. Now, when the opposition research gets there, now look at the screen. You see how that says right there? You see it says Judiciary Committee ranking member. This picture is going to be up. Let's go with number 3. Not particularly maybe this picture, but this picture is going to be up with the caption under it. Republican Doug Collins, Judiciary Committee ranking member in January. Now, Collins was hoping to be the Judiciary Committee, chair, the chair of the Judiciary Committee. He was hoping for that. But he is now going to be, and Jim Jordan, the Freedom Caucus, all right, Jim Jordan was going to be the ranking member, and he is not. Collins got that, and he got more votes than another Ohio representative for this. But that guy right there, go to number 2, all right? Let's keep in mind, that guy right there, Republican, 9th Congressional District of Georgia, Congressman Doug Collins, I know very well, you know well from this show, will be the ranking member when 2019 takes place. I said 2018 earlier. 2019 hits. He will be the ranking member. And when he is, he will be the one we're looking for to be the fighter. And that's going to be my question to the congressman when I can get him on the show. He's been on many times. Will you be the fighter, the defender? Will you the truth? Will you push back on the Democrats every way you can to stop their dream of impeaching the President of the United States? Now, you've had the Mueller for 2 years. 2 years. Stay here. Mueller, 2 years. Russian hoax, collusion, nothing. Nothing. President of the United States has done nothing at all. Broke no laws. But that took 2 years. That cloud of an investigation hung over the 2018 election. Now, they're going to pass that ball off, that opposition research, to go to number 1. Is that Nadler? Is that number 1? To him. They're going to pass that opposition research off to him. And they're going to chip away. And they're going to create the next cloud for 2020. You watch and see. I'm your host, BKP. It's 9:28. We come back. I want to do 2 more segments, but I want to do a bigger segment when we come back, and I want to stay focused on this one. And the reason I want to do this is it is local, but Hurricane Michael's relief fund that the Governor Nathan Deal put together, for the special session, 1 congressman voted against it. 1. All right? 1. And then we had the congressman on the show, and the congressman made some comments. And South Georgia said, hey, we don't like what this, not congressman, representative. I apologize, representative. 1 representative in Georgia voted against it. 1 representative. And South Georgia farmers said, wait a minute. We don't like what you did, and we're not just going to let it go. I'm your host, BKP. We'll have that story when we return.